What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I constantly see similar questions on C5 Corvette Facebook groups and forums, and that question is, should I buy one of these cars if I'm not mechanically inclined? I hold a pretty strong position on this one, so in this video, I'm going to go over why you shouldn't buy a C5 Corvette unless you have some mechanical know-how, so stay tuned. Alright, I already know that this video is going to get a ton of heat, so let me preface it with this. I'm not saying that you absolutely need to know how to fix or work on your own car to own a C5. However, if you know how to wrench a little bit, it's going to make your life so much easier when you own this car. Let me explain. There are 5 major reasons why you should have some mechanical know-how before owning one of these cars. Number 1 is labor costs are going to destroy the cheap Corvette myth. A lot of people buy the C5 with the dream of the best bang for your buck sports car. And C5 Corvettes are not hard to work on, but they are different to work on. With the transaxle layout, the torque tube, and the tight packaging, these cars can be a little intimidating to work on, and rightfully so. Just changing out the clutch in one of these cars is a long process that requires the exhaust, rear cradle, transmission, and the torque tube all to be dropped. If you're just buying the parts for this job, it's relatively cheap to do, but it does take a lot of labor hours and tools to complete this task. So if you're paying a shop to do it, expect to pay a pretty hefty price. AllData has this job marked as 9.3 labor hours total, and according to some users on the Corvette forums, most shops charge anywhere from $1,100 to $1,600 just in labor for this job. And adding parts into this, you can expect to pay anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 plus for a new clutch from the shop. So if you do the job yourself, you can cut that price in half. Number 2 on this list is that these cars are getting much older now, so you can't expect top-notch reliability. I don't care how clean it looks, these cars are 20 plus years old now. Rubber deteriorates, bushings crack, and vacuum lines disintegrate if you look at them wrong. Usually when you buy one of these cars, you can't hop right into modifying it. You're going to need to spend a little bit of time and money restoring it. Any car that's got 100K plus miles or that's 20 plus years old is going to have these age-related issues, and they usually come in bunches. So if you can't diagnose things like weird idling issues, suspension clunks, or electrical gremlins, you're going to be at the shop constantly. Not to mention if something breaks while you're out on a cruise, it's much better to diagnose it or fix it yourself on the side of the road rather than waiting for a tow truck to come and save you. And for what this thing is, which is a 20 plus year old budget-friendly sports car, it is super reliable. But just like your grandma, she'll need a few more visits to the doctor now than when she was younger. Number 3 is electrical problems will test your patience. C5s are notorious for electrical and grounding issues, and especially for these, if your solution to every one of them is, I'll just bring it to the dealer, well, you're gonna have a bad time. These cars truly do reward people who can chase wiring, read diagrams, and fix things themselves. The wiring in these cars is not very complex, but if you don't know how these systems work, you're gonna get frustrated very quickly. Before moving on, I wanted to let you guys know that if you're finding this video helpful or informative, make sure to help me out as well and subscribe to Mile High Misfits because that is the best way to support the channel and it's absolutely free to do. And if you wanna do something for me that's not so free, make sure to check out the link above to the Etsy store where you can find things like merch, car parts, and accessories. But let's get back into it with number 4. These cars beg for modifications and more power. If you want more speed, labor again is going to be very expensive on top of parts costs. You may be thinking to yourself, well, it's a Chevy, so parts must be dirt cheap. And while they are certainly cheaper than most higher-end European car parts, it's not by as much as you would think. Certain OEM C5 specific parts are getting harder to find, and aftermarket LS and T56 parts still command a hefty price for good quality. And quality is not something that you want to skimp out on here. Because finding a used LS1 to swap in after you made your motor go boom from cheap Chinese parts is not as easy as it used to be. So having some knowledge about what parts are going into your car and how they work is key here. And finally, number 5 is the reward is big if you can do your own wrenching. The LS is a very reliable motor if you know how to keep it happy and well maintained. But these things require a lot of consistent upkeep. They'll also give you an insane amount of performance for the dollar, but only if you know how to do the work yourself. And that's just because a lot of shops will charge you through the nose to work on these things. For example, the previous owner of my car took it in for service before I bought it. During this time, he got the clutch, slave cylinder, brakes, water pump, differential side seals, rear sway bar end links, and the radiator all replaced. And at the same time, he also got a new axle back exhaust put on. And for everything in this service, he paid $7,609.27. This is obviously a lot of service and a ton of work, But for somebody to do this same job themselves, you could spend about half that price on just the parts. Again, guys, I'm not saying that you need to know how to work on cars to own one of these things, but it does make it a lot easier and a lot cheaper. So just having some basic mechanical skills before hopping into the ownership of a C5 is highly recommended. But if you have a fat wallet and more money than time, then who cares, right? But if that's the case, then you probably have something newer than a C5 at this point anyways. But there you have it, guys. Those are the biggest reasons why having mechanical knowledge is important to owning a 97 to 04 Corvette. But if you agree or disagree with anything in this video, make sure to let me know in the comments below. That's all for this week, but if you enjoyed the content for today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. I'll catch you guys next week. Later.